Welcome to Numb Bills Fan Podcast, episode number 212. I'm your host today, David Palermo, and as always, follow us along on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you don't subscribe to the podcast, what are you doing with your life? If you're into the Bills or NFL and you want to hear it raw, unfiltered, look at Numb Bills Fan Podcast, like your bullshit filter. On the line, we have Nick Pop from the Red Pinto Tailgate for Pinto Ron's 400 consecutive games. Can't wait to dive into it. And as always, brought to you by Punch Drunk Sports Podcast and their soon-to-be Sports Podcast Network. And as always, don't forget Instagram. Get on it. Check the live feed for live thoughts as you go through your day. And welcome back after the intro. We'll pretend we didn't just pause it and scroll over and have a giggle with Nick Pop from the Red Pinto Tailgate. Hello, Nick. Where can we find you on the interwebs?
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at NickPap12. That's NickPap12. More easy to find us on Twitter at Pinto Tailgate. Our buddy Greg, he's kind of our social media guy. He does some amazing stuff on there, but I'm on there tweeting as well, so you can get a hold of me there too.
Cool. So, Nick, do you want to explain like what you do at the tailgate real quick for listeners who don't know, and what you ended up doing this weekend and how it ties in, and if you could touch on the generations, and to me, my favorite part about the tailgate, really, if you can describe it, is when I look at these boards, they're plywood, and they have pictures of family members and friends and all cut out, and everybody looks so much younger.
Yeah,
you know,
those are old bar tops. That's why it's from the bowling ball shot. Kenny makes them every couple of years. He just tries to encapsulate everybody that's become a regular or has been a regular in those. So you can find a picture of me when I was 7 or 8 years old, sitting on top of the van drinking a Pepsi with my little hat backwards and when I actually had hair. So yeah, I'm mostly famous for being Pizza Pete's son at the Pinto Tailgate. That's kind of my big claim to fame. As my buddies like to make fun of me for saying that a lot. But I'm also the guy, the annoying. People call me the MC. I just say I'm the annoying guy before catch up that does his old college football cheers to get his team riled up, and I get the crowd riled up. I'm getting better on not cursing as much, so we can be a little bit more PG, maybe go a little mainstream, but sometimes I get excited, and it happens. So if you're listening, you get offended by me cursing, I'm sorry.
Welcome to adulthood if you get offended by cursing. And honestly, dude, not to say it's wrong, but, like, it's kind of what football's about.
Like, I thought it was a football game. This is kind of my excuse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, they can go fuck themselves if they really have a problem. But yeah, so that's what I do.
What brought you down to New York? You went down to New York, and it was huge.
We took the train down. We went down to New York for Kenny's 400th straight game, home and road. And
that's Pinto Ron for people who don't know, right?
Pinto Ron, sorry. Pinto Ron, Pinto Kenny. He's getting called all of it. Ken Johnson's his real name.
Is your dog dying? Like
my dog is flipping out downstairs. Shout out Mickey. We just got back. Like I said, we just got back in, and you called. So
yeah. You have to train. You give us the whole rundown, man. Like, so what made you go? Like, what is it about with Kenny, aka Pinto Ron, that makes him do it? And where is he from? And you know, you guys are all so deep in this.
Well, Kenny and my dad are just two best friends who just hung out together. I've become best friends with Kenny's son, Brandon, just from those two throwing us a football ass. They go play over there while we have a couple beers and hang out. Kenny's just kind of been, the Johnsons have been just kind of a part of our family since the early 90s. So, honestly, I mean, we went down not for his 400th. We went down because my wife's cousin lives in New York and her best friend moved down there last year. So, she's going nuts down there. We went down to visit them. It happened to line up perfectly, so we got to celebrate his 400th straight game with him. I mean, he really just wanted one time to go to all games, home and road, 16 straight.
Yeah.
And then just kept on with it. Apparently, I've been getting it wrong. I always been saying it was the Chiefs game was his last game he missed, but the Chiefs game was the last one he went to before he missed the game. The last game he missed is actually the last Super Bowl. I guess the second one against the Cowboys. He brought enough money to buy 2 scalper tickets the year before, but the price range went so astronomical that year for some reason he couldn't get in.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was actually at the last game he went to before he missed one. It was the Bills and Chiefs AFC Championship. Bruce Smith knocked out Joe Montana when he played his last couple of years with the Chiefs. So that was pretty cool.
Dude, that's a freaking legendary game to be at.
That was insane.
Joe Montana Chiefs is really kind of interesting. So,
it was pretty funny. Everybody was getting pumped up. It was like NFL Weekly or something put out Super Bowl preview, and it had Troy Aikman and Joe Montana on the cover. And it came out right before the Bills game. And I was like, really? You're already counting the Bills out? Mm-hmm. And they went and just whooped on them.
Good. Because Troy Aikman is so overrated, it's not even funny. Don't even get me started there. So
I don't know. Is he overrated because he sits with Joe Buck, or he didn't have a great career?
Dude,
it was good. It wasn't great.
So I think that's pretty awesome of him to be dedicated. And what's crazy is that, not to pick his brain, but I would love to talk to him sometime if he's ever down. But I would even do it in person if he'd ever do it. But like for real, I would just really want to ask him, like, is it almost therapeutic? Because the older I get, the more I realize, like, holy shit, 8 years went by. I didn't even hop on a fucking airplane, man. I went from like 23 to 31 without flying. Like the airplanes changed. I was like, where's the little headphone jack and the stupid ass cheesy buttons from the 70s? Oh, there's no radio on the armrest? Like that's, I was on the grind and just kind of concerned with making money and paying bills and music and whatever. And it's like, in hindsight, it's got to be like the most therapeutic thing ever for this dude to just like leave town. Hey, I'm doing this, and I'm just scheduling this 8 times a year. And how many people with their vacation time actually do that? They don't. They save it for something that never happens.
So Kenny has his intricacies when he travels. So he has everything booked ahead. He has, I'm probably going to screw it up, but we have it written down somewhere. He makes sure that his flight is far enough in advance that if anything happens with the flight, he has enough time to drive to the game so he doesn't miss it. He always keeps enough money to buy 2 scalper tickets, even though he already has a ticket. And when he comes home, he used to really be able to kind of pull an all-nighter and make it into work Monday and then kind of crash on the Monday. So he'll take a bump. He'll take a bump when you're kind of flying. I'll take the bump. I'll take the $400. Mm-hmm. He used to take his family on vacation with all his racked up miles at the end of the year. And from all the plane tickets he's buying, he's taking them to Hawaii or something nice. So
right, that's pretty rare.
He has everything down to a science. It's very hard. I made the joke when I was at the game and we're tailgating. I'm like, I'm gonna get Kenny wasted so that he doesn't even remember making the 400. So I told him the night before, and he tried to avoid me the rest of the day. But so then I knew I couldn't get him. I knew he wasn't going to drink it. So I tried to mess with him the entire tailgate. And I kind of made TV when I was just messing with him. If you saw his little clip, I'm just kind of standily creeping behind him, just trying to ghost him. So I look like a weirdo, but I was like blowing his hair behind him while he was getting interviewed and talking to people, just trying to throw him off because it was such a big media event for him.
Yeah, why don't you just let the guy shine, Nick?
he's got enough. All the times he's yelled at me about not cleaning up for him or something. I get a few.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you're just like are you saying you're like the forgotten guy in the background here?
No, I get way too much TV. Greg and Noah, who are ketchup squirters, they do a lot. They don't get a lot of media attention as much as they should for everything they do. And they've been around 15, 20 years.
And you know what doesn't get enough attention? And I'm going to air it out right now. Nobody talks about how genius and the construction caulk with ketchup in it and the mustard is.
You're not the first person that has said that to me. Just how the ingenuity with it. I mean, everything is kind of.
It's very efficient. I mean, the
Like,
next
everything
thing is
starts-
it's not guar, but it could be. You could power wash it. Did you ever think about filling one up with a super soaker?
Filling the pipings, it won't really work. We thought about this stuff because we're trying to figure out how we can get relish or something.
So
or
you've
blue
already
cheese or
done. All you had to do was ask. I'll have an answer for you. Like I'll text you in a half hour when I'm driving to see Deacon in a little bit. Like I'll let you know. That's what else do you have on the table for some engineering here, Nick? Like
we're always down for something. There's every couple of years something new. Like Kenny got the filing cabinet for my dad. He's like, let's make brownies with it. And he's like talking over with my dad. So now it's my dad and Mark, and they're like, what can we do next? What can we do next? And I mean, pizza's where my dad makes pizzas for when he was in high school and college. He's like, I'll make pizza in it. So we had the hubcap, and we started with steakums because we played Philly that year. Then we made popcorn because we signed Terrell Owens in 2009. Now we make cocktail weenies because they're easy to serve and it's an easy finger food.
Oh, I love that. When I'm hungry, I go over there because my friend Riley, he's so dedicated to the Bills. He moved back. Part of the big reason he moved to Oklahoma with one of our best friends, Chris. He was the singer of this band we did, Dawn of War, that Deacon and I did, and Drunk Dean and Dave Green. It was awesome. And he ended up working with Riley, and Riley would come over to my apartment on Park Ave with Chris when we were roommates. And they worked at the Valley Club on East and Alexander there in Rochester. And for anybody who knows, it's pretty much like the most. I believe the owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one of them might actually be a member of it. So one of the Glazers.
the one that just passed away.
I don't know, but there was one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Glazers or something like that. So it's the biggest city club there is without the fanciest without a golf course. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is they would come over and work on recipes at night, like after their shift. And if you know anything about restaurants, not to air out, they don't really make, I think, enough to do all that extra hard work. But it's about the experience, about building up the resume. They end up moving out to Oklahoma together, and Riley moved back because of the Bills. Chris, thank God, stayed out there. And, it's like now Riley, what he does is he comes in town. And, Nick, I would love it I want to talk to him about joining up on your side, because the reason I don't come every tailgate is like, dude, I leave the house at like 8:30. We're kind of like over like getting drunk for fucking 3 hours. And like, I'm really honestly more of like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of person with this shit. We're like, I love roster moves. How are you going to work the cap? What is the foresight of the team? What are we philosophically doing? So, when it came to tailgating, it's like my highlight is seeing you guys and eating my friend Riley's food when I get there, and he charges me $10, and he just has pretty much a buffet thing. But I'm telling you, he had this Tennessee barbecue, and he always cooks the opposing team's food from their city, and his goal is to do it better than they do. And
wow.
Yes, and it's all. That's why I want him. I was asking you, like, can this dude like roll towards your end of things on the other side if he gets there early? Because I think he gets there Saturday night, and it's like, dude, I just want you to taste it. It's like so fucking like I would even pay for it. It's so good, dude. Like he did this Tennessee barbecue, he had like this drumstick thing that was like enormous, like Fred Flintstone, and it was like the best barbecue chicken that we've ever fucking had. It was just, sort of God, incredible. Yeah. Like Riley.
Well, we get pretty full and hammer a lot. I get there at 8 and I have to be like, hey, pizza in the car with me. But the chiropractor office right next to us usually has a couple spots. That's where, like, if I know like my mother-in-law is going to be coming late or something, I'm like, go pop over there and we'll go talk to him, save your spot. That's not bad if you want to show up.
I'm gonna have to run it by him and see if his setup even fits somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, dude, he comes with like his own sink and water.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, I'm fucking serious. Man. Like, it's incredible. It's not a one-upping thing or not. It's definitely just, hey, I'm a chef and here's my tools I need.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God, you've really thought about this while you were gone, because he's upped his game, dude. Like, I'm just like, holy fuck, But so yeah, dude. Kenny, aka Ron, has like some great food. I love how it's cooked. I love the character of everything. Now, does the Red Pinto stay there or does it go?
It does stay in Buffalo during the season. He does bring it home back to Rochester. He lives right off of Lexington.
Dude, seriously?
Yeah.
I live off
I
of.
probably shouldn't go too much further. But
Well, I know, but I live right near Mount Reed, like at Shiloh Ave. That's so funny, dude. We're like 2 exits apart. Okay. Yeah, my dad lives right over there by Ridgeway. That's so funny, dude.
I won't go too much further.
No, so, I know.
He'll send me a text of all the people at his house, and then I'll get in trouble. So
fucking ESPN shows up, dude. How was the trip?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you later.
Well, we've tailgated his backyard before. That was because the local, I think ABC wanted to do a morning special. They wanted to do live tailgating, and the Bills got knocked out like a couple weeks before when they thought we were gonna make the playoffs.
Oh.
And so yeah, we did his backyard. It was like 4 degrees. It was like 5:36 in the morning. It was years ago because I had to go to high school after.
Was it a miserable time or was it fun?
So as we're setting up, the wind knocked the Army helmet full of grease over, and it caught the hood on fire. And we thought, this is how it ends. Like, this car's gonna blow up. I think my dad and Kenny were the ones who saved the day, but yeah, it was crazy.
Dude, isn't that crazy? That's such a Billsy thing to happen, even though people hate that term Billsy, but like that's so like all right, dude, we're not even in it, but like we're still gonna do this, and like
yeah.
Dude, you know what? There's no like seriously, I was telling you before in text, like or on the phone, it's just like I've been questioning I've been questioning the Bills this year really fucking hard. And really it's become about what you guys do. It's just we're at like the beginning stages of it with our friends. You know, every year people keep showing up to the spot that I meant to keep walking by on my way to you guys, you know, and it's like our time's limited, so I want to get the whole party, but when I know the catch up is done, I'm like, you know, I can go say hi and bust Jamie Tilbury's balls, which is really fun. You know?
Yeah, but if you get there too late, he can't understand you. So
well, dude, it's great because there's a lady there. She has the best punch in the world next to the DJ you got. I totally forgot his name. He plays bass. Awesome dude. And like
DJ Paul, yeah.
Yeah, dude, DJ Paul. I've been sneaking over there last 2-3 games. I don't know if I went last game. Did I? No. About 2 games prior and just like hammering down the punch. And on Monday night, I got really fucking hammered. Thanks, Jamie Tilbury. He doesn't know this. But me and Deacon were there. I had a sobriety test, and I've been meaning to podcast about our fucking Monday night football trip home because, man, me and my friend, I thought it was going to come to blows, so I was talking mad shit. I kind of called him a motherfucker because we were arguing about the Bills, and, like, I shouldn't have, and I was a dick. I was inebriated, and I got pulled over, I thought, for smoking weed while driving, but really speeding, allegedly. I don't fucking know. Like, and I ended up busting the cops' balls, called my lawyer in front of him. Then I called my dad secretly to ask him what I should do because he's got so many experiences with DWIs. And dude, like, because I don't know how you guys roll, but Nick, I do not fucking play. I take from Rochester, I go the 33, or I go the expressway down a Leroy exit, 19. Take a right on 20, take a left on 77, you pass Attica, all that shit. You don't even drive through a town until you get to East Aurora, I think. Or maybe one town before that. And then I just take 28 all the way in, dude. And it's so fast. Except I park, you know where California Road is?
Yeah.
I park literally like right there on 28. You know my logic?
Okay.
You know what my logic is?
So you take 28, yeah. I mean, I've gone 33 and you're not really hitting anything until Batavia. If it's really bad, just depending on when I leave.
How is Batavia to go through?
Batavia is where it's going to slow you down, but it's not too bad until then.
It is going to slow you?
Batavia slows down because it's the city and everything slows. Once you hit 33 there, it's just like.
So how do you go? How do you go now?
I'll take 90 if it's quick enough.
How's the traffic been in the 219 and all that?
219's a pain. Last week I left early because a friend of ours got stuck behind when a limo bus left with others. So we got home kind of late. But
oh my god!
Yeah, the crazy things that happened at tailgates. So.
We have a guy, Randy the Parking God. It's like a whole experience on Instagram, and it's like Randy the Parking God, dude. His brother is Wolverine for fucking Comic-Cons around here. Like no joke, like legitimate Wolverine. He has the beard all the time. No. But he's the fucking man. I love their family. They even let us go inside the P. It's 555528. And they're awesome, dude. Like, really fun. Smoke weed with them. It's great, dude. It's like they're all cool, and I call Randy the parking guy. He always talks some kind of shit. I have my spot between the trees, and so what we'll do is the whole theory, Nick, is we walk past all the traffic jams, even in the winter.
Yeah.
Cold as fuck. Worst games ever last year, ever I've been to. Was last year and the year before in the winter. We walk by all the traffic, and then we skip everybody. We skip probably 30,000 people. So it's kind of like really worthwhile then for us not to be in a lot. It's just when we leave here at 8:30, and then it turns into 8:45, and then we end up there at fucking 10:45, and then it's like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't want to get there super. I'm not trying to be a bummer about tailgating. It's just like I can only be drunk for so long. And
it's all about throttling. So I mean, we get there at 8. You gotta have a couple. You can't be crushing them. You can't be doing shots early. I mean, some people do. God bless them if you can handle it. I'm too old to deal with that. It's kind of throttle in. Then usually my boy Ryan, who works or actually runs Dorado on Park Ave.
Yeah,
he'll come with his tequila. If I don't, so I have a new plan. Every time I do a tequila shot, I eat a piece of pizza, shot pizza. So I have a base, so it's not just sitting there getting me hammered. Unlike the opener, when I didn't do that. It's
like a sponge. It's like a nice sponge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If somebody reminded me to do that the
release.
opener, I wouldn't have been a mess and had that lady near you yell at me. But
yeah, what happened? That was so weird. I just see this lady all upset. She looks like the nicest lady in the whole world. Maybe she's not.
Look, Aaron Williams came. He did the show. Aaron Williams got beyond fucked up. Sean Merriman was there, and he likes to have a couple cocktails. So I got a little wasty pants because they wanted to drink with us. And so when the Chargers did that whole team celebration, I yelled, "That's some cocksucker motherfucker bullshit." And her and another lady in front of me decided to yell at me because I was cursing in the stadium. But yeah, it got a little heated. But luckily I made friends with a security guard, John, who's a sweetheart. And I didn't get kicked out, thank God. But,
dude, that's
crazy.
So funny. I thought you were going to get kicked out.
I thought I was getting kicked out too. I was ready to go. My wife stepped in. John was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Apparently you can't say motherfucker anymore." And I got saved. Hey, let me go get my dog. She's going nuts.
All right, dude, I'll pause this real quick. All right, Nick. So you took care of your dog. You didn't shoot it, I hope.
Nope, she's good. No
shotguns. So you were saying you're shocked you got left. You're put back in the game time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many free chances I get. Like how many times you can get kicked out for they take away your season tickets, but like that ticket since '92, so I'm hoping it's not too much. But I think John was awesome, and I made friends with him in the preseason. I probably got kicked out. So yeah, the second game, I wasn't. And so I decided I wasn't cursing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep myself. I'll just say yeah or something. So halftime, I was checking my fantasy team. I'm like hunched over on my phone. And he comes over. He thought I was sleeping. He goes, "What, you're not pumped up this game?" I'm like, come on, it's halftime. I'm checking my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not cursing. But, oh, man.
Dude, you just never know, man. Like a Bills, it's like I used to get so mad at like the kid behind me because he would like say the dumbest shit. And like I just can't, you know what I mean? I just fucking can't. I'm like, and now I look at myself, my old self, and I'm like, what was I? I care what that dude thinks.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's like, yo, because to me, I look at it like this. To be honest with you, I sit around a lot of people who don't have to go to work to pay for their fucking tickets, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like it sucks for me when it's a struggle to make it out here. The Bills don't stop calling me to fucking pay them. So guess what? And I had 3 tickets at one time. It was a pain in the ass to sell them. Even this year, people fucking bail. Yeah. And I'm not even. It makes it not fun. It makes it not fun to have $680 fucking dollars out there. I'm so much of a delinquent. I'm so bad at selling them. And it's just like.
And then it becomes publicized that tickets are like $5 because one idiot's just trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, dude.
Make sure it goes to somebody. So then everybody thinks that's what the price is going to be.
Did you see this? And it's just like. Okay, do you want to help a friend? Or do you want to be a fucking asshole? Because that's not really cool, dude. It's...
did you ever have the old ticket where it actually said the price of the ticket on there?
Yes, the paper
And you
ones?
had the paper ticket. Yeah.
Yep,
That's how it should be. Just pay the face value.
Yep, but no, and then dude, don't even get me fucking going because I might get too personal on this podcast right now. I'm gonna fucking, I'll trash everybody around me, myself, my friends, fucking everybody. So it's like, honestly, that's why I try to look at sports to make me happy. So like this year, it's been really weird for me, just because like the team has been so awful. But do you have anything else left for Ron? Anything we should know for Kenny? All due respect, proper name.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same old. Going to keep partying, keep doing a tailgate. We're good friends with Pancho Villa.
Yeah,
So,
dude. I've been trying to get that dude on the podcast, and I keep losing touch. I've been in touch with him for like 6 weeks.
He is everything. He got a call from Sean McDermott to go pump up the team the night before the game.
No fucking
Sean
shit,
McDermott
dude.
personally called him. Yeah,
dude.
Like I've always known him as the guy on road trips that wore girls in bikinis on his shirt. I just knew him as that guy. And we'd have drinks.
Well, dude, I met him at your tailgate last year with Jamie.
Yeah, just a sweetheart.
Yeah, dude, he's a super nice dude. And I wish him the best, man. He's got all the support around him, and it don't get better than this for him. Like I'm so happy for him, dude.
We're trying to see if like either Eric Wood or Aaron Williams or somebody wants to see if we can do like a little thing like we did with Jonah Javad. Like, hey, we'll support him a catch up if you get another 1,000 donated for Pancho. Because I mean, that guy's a trooper. All the chemo and bullshit he has to go through. So, we're working out details. We have nothing finalized yet.
Well, if you need any help in the promotion department, man, like obviously
call
me.
GoFundMe.com/Pancho Power. Every little bit helps the poor guy. I mean, I see it. I can't, like, I always look away at, like, the toxic stuff on Twitter. I can't turn away from it. They're like, how's this guy showing up at every game? And I'm like, because he was a nice guy. And he made a lot of friends of people. Like, how's he afford chemo? Well, he doesn't. So that's why there's a GoFundMe.
Right, and cancer's a whole fucking scary topic. You know what I mean? You can go down so many rabbit holes with it, and it's like, we're not here. This isn't the podcast for it. But it's like, when you find out the fucking roots of it all and the business of it and how scary it is, and you're kind of like left. We're exactly, and we're left like, wait, I want my shit, right? And it's like, dude, I had one of our very good friends in the hardcore community, Bud Burdick, one of our really, really good friends. Mm-hmm. And he's somebody that you would want, if you have a daughter to be with. Just an incredible human being, into yoga, into body is tempo, fucking helpful, super charitable. Ate super clean, like vegan, everything. And then, he has leukemia.
Jesus Christ.
And he didn't want to go through the chemo again.
Really?
Yeah. And he went through it so many times and he passed. He ended up passing away, and it was like, dude, it was like one of the most flip your table moments of life, dude. And it's like, again, Kenny, Pinto Ron, like, the dude wants no fucking fame. He don't care about it. He don't care about a picture. He don't care about all that shit. He just goes, dude. He just goes. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's the right reasons to do it. And that's what it's about. Whether the team is good or bad, whether I think McBean's process is horseshit or not, it doesn't matter. It's about seeing Nip Pop with your fake hip soon. And my fucking hair that's balding with my long hair eventually, I'm gonna have my scalp with I'm gonna have my Tatanka eventually. That's what I want to look like in life.
It's gonna be great hockey hair when you get the skull going.
I'm telling you though, like one day I want to have such no life that I show up to Bills games in a fucking bus, and I finally have the Madden bus I've always wanted to create. But the thing is I've never I don't know, I've talked to you about this, haven't I?
Yeah.
Like I really genuinely want to fucking do it. But then I went to a game on mushrooms, and I'm just like, fuck, everything's ruined now. Because then I start going down like my conspiracy rabbit holes. I'm like, God damn it, the fucking military-industrial complex. It's right in front of me. And I'm in like Twitter arguments with Eric Turner at Cover One. And I'm just like on Twitter, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really care to see my tax dollars or Eries going into these fucking airplanes over my head every game. I mean, Nick, that's a whole other topic. I'd like to talk to you. You've been to a lot of games since 92. So it's like there's a lot of damn fucking pageantry here, and I have a lot of friends that go overseas and don't come back. and friends and family. So, like, if I have a problem with it, it should be an open platform to wonder, oh, we're having a salute to service. Oh, the NFL salute to service. What? Why? What? This is stupid. The uniform.
Patriotism.
Exactly.
But
so
I'll tell you what,
it keeps it
when
light.
that guy comes over and they show him overseas and he's pumping up the crowd, gets me every time.
Dude, it does.
Like
it does.
It's just like, dude, this guy came home.
Because they're playing with my fucking emotions, Nick.
I know, right?
I see the Bills fucking mafia overseas, and like, dude, I'm all like, yo, I'm all.
Bills could be down 41-0, and that guy comes out and he's kind of stoic, and then he's like, let's get pumped up. And I'm like, I'm ready to cry. And they show him overseas, and like, he's down there thinking like, oh man, there's me and Joe and Steve, and RIP those guys. They make it home. It's like, fuck, I don't care how much they're making, just for that guy. Choose that ways to squeeze. You know what I mean?
Well, dude, exactly. And that's the thing is, like, I'm more kind of like in the broader aspect of it, of the conversation, which is like, that dude shouldn't be there in the first place. So, and for him to come back and for the lucky few that do get to celebrate, like, thank you for representing your brothers. I'm in a band now with this dude who's a sergeant major in the Army. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So, like, I'm trying to use it as like I'm a patriot. Like, Made in America is tattooed on my fucking body, on my shin since I was fucking 20 with an American eagle. Like, so if anybody wants to say like I'm anti-patriot, you could gladly go fuck yourself, and I'll gladly have you on any podcast to talk about it. But it's just like, that's what the games are about, is really like letting go of everything and being with like the people you care about and love, and like, hey man, let's figure this out together. And it really is about the drinking the beer. It really is about hanging with the friends, And so it's nice to see Kenny fucking 400 games straight, dude. Like, incredible. Like, it's just inspiring for whatever you do. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever you're into, it just gives you a reason, like, let go, forget the rest of the stress, and just fucking embrace the loved ones around you.
Oh, exactly. It's, if you have a passion in life, go for it. Go for it 1,000%. Like, the same reason that Travis Barker said he tattooed the side of his head, so he could only go for drumming 1,000%, and he had no option to fall back on. Whatever your passion is, go for it.
I thought that was the reason I got my dog tattooed on my hand. Like, I'm just gonna fucking play hardcore, fucking New York hardcore for life. And then I fucking still work construction and have learned actually how to sell jobs to clients as they're staring at your dog tattooed on your hand. So it's actually kind of like helped me sell jobs, unfortunately, but like, I don't really care. Like, no? I'd rather be playing any kind of fucking. I'd rather be playing the skin flute live. You kidding me? Like, this is fucking dumb. I don't.
Would you play Nickelback? Would you be a Nickelback cover band?
No.
Tell you what, you got with the curly hair, dye it blonde. So you can do a little Chad Kroger.
Nick. Nickelback has never been mentioned on this fucking podcast. 212 of them, and you just ruined it.
By the way, you're. So they say you got to do what? 20 podcasts before it becomes a thing. Like every podcast they only make it to really episode 20.
I heard number 30 something.
30?
And I used to be all bothered about
12?
it. Yeah, I don't fucking play, dude.
Here you go, man. You're full in.
No, I am all in. I don't have anything else going.
This is it. This is your road. This is your consecutive games. Get to episode 400.
Dude, I could pause it and we could talk about the game and do a segment about the game if you want.
Eventually, there you go. I think my wife's yelling.
Well, you go get going and we'll talk. But like, real quick, where did you sit going into this game?
Oh man.
Hey, okay. Keep it 60 seconds and we'll preview it. And I want to get back to it Wednesday, Thursday, or even maybe tomorrow night. Probably Wednesday, Thursday.
Everybody on the train, they're looking like, "Hey, go Bills! We're gonna get them." I'm like, "Yeah, they're going." This is gonna be. Yeah, the funniest thing I had, and I'll leave it at this: I get off the train, I get out in New York Penn Station. Two guys are out there. They have a Jets hat on. I go, and the guy goes up to me and goes, "Yeah, the Jets, we're gonna kick your ass." I go, "Dude, it's the two worst teams in the league. Who cares?" And so his buddy goes, "They're the third and fourth worst teams. There's still the Giants and the Raiders." I go, "You are shit talking with a brain in your head there, buddy." Like, that was the best comeback I've had.
And then I see on Arizona that people who watch Arizona, they say they're worse than the Bills. And then Matt Barkley comes in, and it's like, dude, all I'm looking for is NFL fucking quarterbacking. I'm not looking for Peterman. I've been talking to you all year in offseason, like, Peterman's a waste of a roster spot. Should not even be on the team. What the fuck are you doing?
I think he's gone.
Is he? I've been waiting for my phone to fucking ding.
Well, here's
for 10 weeks now.
Allen's hurt, and I think Anderson's done. If he's still in concussion protocol, 35, he's done.
I think he's 36.
I think he might be. So I think they're waiting for somebody to be healthy, and they're like, see you, bud.
Okay, well, Logan Thomas threw a great spiral right in front of you. Okay, his footwork was second to none. And you have Terrell Pryor, so how about we use the fucking our roster wisely and get rid of your fucking Bible thumper and let's go, dude. Like, let's go.
There's so many. Are you on the Bible train? Don't give me the Bible train.
What's that one? What's train?
They only sign guys that are Bible thumpers.
Okay, can I be honest with you? Can I be fucking honest with you? Have you ever seen a Bill? Have you ever seen a Bills team more Bible thumping than this one? Let's ask that. Chan Gailey is the closest one.
Every kid in the SEC is a Bible thumper.
Well, here's the thing.
Every kid.
Here's the deal. I'm not disagreeing because it's a Bible thumper sport. That was my point. That was my point on Twitter. So if we're trending Buffalo,
look at Alabama. What do they call this? Or Nick Saban's wife, like Miss Mammy or whatever her name is. Come on, the Bible thumping thing is way too much of a stretch. I'm on the full board of Brandon Spikes is my favorite Bill in the past 15 years because he was a scumbag. But
listen to me, I'm telling you, Nick. Listen carefully. Chan Gailey was very proud about his faith, okay? But he was not like this. That said, do I think that they're favoring certain guys on a roster personnel-wise? I don't know. But I do know I'm giving Trending Buffalo a lot of credit for actually having the fucking balls to say something. Because I caught a lot of shit on Twitter for pointing it out. And honestly, dude, I take offense to it, man. I grew up fucking Catholic. I am 100% Italian. And in fact, I guess I'm related to a fucking saint named Saint Padre Pio. My mom tells me, and my mom is in Italy right fucking now. But I, again, just like anything, to me, I'm more of a finder of like bullshit filtering. So it's like anything that's on the table, it's just, Nick, stranger things have happened, buddy. Like stranger things have happened, man. You know, so it's like, I'm just saying, like, no, they better not. I hope not. At the same time, I'm more of your job as a general manager has a baseline, and your job as a head coach has a baseline. If the head coach is calling the shots, and for the general manager, if you're saying that he's in control, McD, which is what all the reports are, that it's McD's show. Well, there's a lot of foresight that's being missed, and just having a good defense is not good enough because Wade Phillips has a top 5 defense every fucking year, first year, no matter where he goes. It's all about coaching.
I bet you Wade Phillips is super religious. From Houston, Southern drawl. I bet you anything he goes to midnight
but I'm not talking about religion anymore. I'm talking about just in general about like, I'm not impressed if you have a good defense because we've seen guys make suitable defenses year one. So I can't. You know, special teams, I still don't remember when the Bills had a special teams touchdown. You know what I mean? They've had like maybe 3 good returns in like 2 years. So it's like, there's nothing to look forward to. And
was Brandon Tate? He probably randomly took it back one. He had to be the last one, right?
I don't think he ever took it back. I think the last one was really Leotis McKelvin up the sideline down by us.
I miss Leotis McKelvin because he always played Get a Lot by Young Jeezy before he played. And it was playing just every white dude in the offense. Or
I would hear that
dude go, and nobody knows what Young Jeezy's saying. It was hilarious.
Dude, he had the best interviews ever in life as Leotis McKelvin. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, do you know the name Aaron Cromer? I don't know if you listen to the stupid podcast, but I rail on him. You know where he's at, right?
Well, where'd he wind up? He's a good coach. He's just an idiot.
Really good coach, right?
Yeah, but he's just.
Where did can I ask you a question? Where did
Oh my God! It just happened. It just released Peterman.
Oh shit!
Live on the podcast.
All right, breaking news: Nathan Peterman just released. On the line is Nick Pop for. he doesn't know it, but 5 minutes. So, Nick, Nate Peterman is released. What the fuck took so long?
Told you we just talked. I told you they were waiting for somebody to get healthy. Josh Allen must be healthy. So he's got to go.
Look, it's about time. I have been waiting since fucking February for this dude, or March. Since the new league year began, I have been waiting for Nate Peterman to start. And here's in a nutshell, Nick, 'cause I know you got to go, and I'm sorry. But in a nutshell, my whole thing with Nate Peterman has been this, is as a Bills fan, the roster spots are so valuable. We love any kind of nugget or morsel of hope, whether it's Rashard Mendenhall's brother that ends up getting cut before even he sees an OTA. I was all into him on BuffaloBills.com, okay? Whatever guy they bring in, Ruval Martin, I am fucking reading about you, Ruval Martin. Marcus Easley, 4th-round draft pick out of Connecticut. Dude, you only had 1 year of production, but dude, I am all in. Where is Marcus Easley? Why is Ruval Martin out there? Well, he's a better special team. Damn it. And then you got this Nate Peterman character that statistically has the worst career ever as a Bill or a quarterback since the modern age of football, which is the 40s and up. And you are telling me he makes it, and all he did was just take up time from somebody else. Like, I'd rather see a Paxton Lynch who fucking flamed out than that was a former first-round pick that I might have hope on, or even a 28-year-old Matt Barkley who should have been here, because the Cincinnati Bengals signed Matt Barkley, and you picked up their scrap in fucking McCarron and trade him away like a genius, but you're eating dead cap, and Eric Wood can't even get a proper retirement. I hate that. I hate that. So this is fucking, again, about time, right, Nick? What do you think?
Oh, that's crazy. I feel bad for the guy.
Well,
never want to talk about another man's job, but he has the yips. He needs like sit out the season, get a quarterback coach, work with him, go get the dude in California, George Whitfield, go get him. Work on your stuff. Get your yips out. Get comfortable. Because every time he throws, he has that subconscious level that it's going to be a pick.
Well, dude, he just can't help himself. And honestly, the thing that Mike and my friend Mike Smith and I were talking about is just sometimes you just got to have to go off of the read that is your number one. Okay. Yeah. And you have to look at mismatch football. And that's my whole beef has been like, guys, David Culley, I made the mistake of ripping on the quarterbacks coach David Culley, saying he had no experience. I'm going to own it right now, saying that David Culley had no experience at the quarterback position, yada, yada, yada. He played quarterback in college, okay? McDermott made us aware of that, and he worked under Andy Reid's staff, and all because he isn't credited doesn't mean he can't do the job. But when we're looking for a fall guy here, I'm looking at David Culley, and I'm looking at you have a draft pick in Josh Allen that needs as much help as he can get already before he even gets to the Bills, and you don't even set him up with the guy who's had 1,000 yards passing in the NFL, and A.J. McCarron, and then Nathan Peterman, who is literally the abomination of the NFL at the position. No offense to him, and not even a pun at Jesus, believe it or not. It just kind of worked out awesomely. So credit to me there. Thank you. There's a win. So look, the guy is just, he literally hindered your team. There's so many. Do I have to mention all the players the Bills cut when McDermott came in that could still be on the Bills? They were under contract already, and affordable ones like Roby Coleman, Darby. There's 2 cornerbacks already on the roster. You could have had other guys. You give away 2 picks for Josh Allen, 2 extra picks for Tremaine Edmonds. Like, stop. You could have had all your holes filled up, and now you have this other guy who is a hole, and you got E.J. Manuel. We could say whatever we want about E.J. Manuel. He wasn't this bad. Say whatever you want about Cardale Jones. He never even got a shot, and he was already on the roster. But apparently
Cardale Jones is available. He's only on the practice squad.
You know what I'm saying, though? It's just kind of like, okay, we already had these people in the building, but they're not your guys or do it your way. Well, why don't you give them a chance to show them your way instead of wasting all this money and then wasting time with Nate Peterman? I want to see something as a Bills fan, Nick, and I'm going to shoot it to you. We needed something to look forward to. And dude, literally from 1 o'clock to 1:05, I went on Instagram and shredded the whole McBean process again, as usual. And I was like, you guys got to find me something to fucking look forward to. I really hope Matt Barkley's it. I don't know what's up. His whole thing on the Eagles is he was under Chip Kelly, whose head was up his ass for 3 years. Yeah. And he would have been a first-round pick. My dad and I were just talking about it at Santa Motors in the shop last week. Like, dude, I wonder with Matt Barkley, because I eyed him up at the draft time. And when he kept falling around 4 and 5, I'm like, what the fuck? And what he could clearly do is read a defense, make checks, make adjustments, Nick, and find the open holes.
He had a reoccurring shoulder injury in college. He got knocked out his senior year. And it was his like second or third shoulder injury, so that people get scared shoulder injuries for a quarterback. So that's why he dropped. He should have never went to Philly. Should have came out after his junior year because he had a really good junior year. But
what do you think about the process taking forever for Nate Peterman? What can you give the coach the benefit of the doubt and don't? So what's your whole? I'm gonna give you the floor for a minute or two, and then I'll probably just let you go.
Let's do Wednesday. I gotta run.
All right, dude.
Wednesday preview.
Definitely. Thanks, Nick.
No problem, brother. I gotta go.
Bye.
I'll see you.
All right, on the line we have Adam Deacon because I'm a loser, and 2 guests in a row cut me off because they got to go. So, anyways, on the line, Nate Peterman released. So, Deacon called Adam Deacon because I'm going to go see you anyways. Mentioned you on the podcast. I'm going to go chill. Nate Peterman just released. I just broke you the news. Quick thoughts?
Good riddance.
And there you have it. That's Adam Deacon. Where can we find you on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook?
Adam the Bills fan.
Find him in the Bills Mafia group, the best Facebook group or any group for any Bills fan. And I'm not kidding. Okay? I haven't pimped it lately, but I'm all about it. So, Deacon, anything else for class before we hang out?
No, but I mean, Peterman had to go. He's the worst. His passer rating was 32.5.
Did I catch you doing something weird? I hear opera in the background.
No, man, I told you I'm trying to watch this 49ers game. I need 16.21 points out of George Kittle to win my matchup this week. You got some national anthem going on in the background.
I just want to punt that dude in the head. I hope someone throws a football in his head. His voice is so beautiful. Dude, it's been too long. You're right. You had the worst passer rating. I just 8.6% of your throws are going to the other team.
Yeah, is it? I don't know what didn't click there. Like I just watched him play. I was like, how did this guy beat Clemson? You know? No,
I feel you. It was a little bit weird, you know. It's just he needed development time, and they didn't take the time to develop him. And then he just ties up a roster spot. That's what me and Nick were talking about for a second. You know, he just ties up a roster spot.
Yeah, I mean, they gave him every opportunity, so it is what it is.
Did you like Matt Barkley compared to Nathan Peterman?
Oh, yeah, no, he ran that offense really well. He executed better than anyone we've seen this year, you know. No offense to Josh Allen, he just doesn't have the experience.
Right. I ain't knocking Josh. That's just a learning thing. You know, and that's what's cool is like what the organization has to realize is that like we're sports fans, but you just got to give us something to watch. Give me something to look forward to. Matt Barkley, I can watch the rest of the season now. Like for real, I can watch the rest of the season because he did that. At least I can watch the next couple games. And the Bills technically could run the table and go 9-7. So there is that. It just kind of sucks that it took them to get to this point to start, you know, letting go of the handcuffs of your players and your coaching, because clearly the offense was just a different animal. But we also had our first signal caller. Yeah, you know what? We talked earlier on the phone. I can't really crush Derek Anderson. He was shoved into duty way earlier. And trust me, it would be typical radio to crush a player, but I'm not going to. Like, just
that. It was like the typical Bills move, though. Like, you know, not even that like the same people are in the front office, but like, you know what I mean? They called Kyle Orton off his couch. Like, Derek Henderson probably didn't plan on playing football at all, you know?
Would you ever think that the fourth preseason game that apparently I didn't even watch, clearly, that McCarron's drive all the way to win the game is probably like the best highlight of the season? Like, I feel like I watched like 7 other fourth preseason games this year, and it's like yesterday I'm just like, what is going on? Like you were texting me, and you mentioned that Fossil ruined the game plan.
Yeah, that opening pass.
caught everybody off guard, and they had to try to adjust off. First play of the game, they had to go in and try to make an adjustment.
Dude, we immediately texted, and I just shot a tweet like Bills before that play even happened. Like Bills score, because what made me say that Bills score first drive or in the first quarter. What made me say that is because the Jets deferred, and the Bills took the ball. You know what I mean? And it's like that's so McDermott move is to defer. And it's like they don't, and they get points. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's something stupid. I don't know what happened a week prior. I really don't know. I don't really follow the coin toss. But that was kind of like my hunch. I'm like, I bet you the Bills score on this right now. They're going to go down the field right now and score. And I just thought it was cool that they, didn't forget they had LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, he found his way out of the backfield. So, I'm proud of him.
What did your son think about the game?
Well, truth be told, he's really just in it for snacks. He just tolerates the football because he knows I'll buy a bunch of chips, a bunch of candy. There's probably ice cream, pizza, wings. Well, he don't really care about the wings that much, but the pizza.
Yeah, you can't ever go wrong with pizza. Nick was just talking about pizza.
He was really excited to see that they scored some points, though. I don't know. He gets more upset when they do bad than he gets excited when they do well. But no, he was glad to see them win.
He just wants to see some modern football, and I felt like what we saw was 1992 football. You know what I mean? On the offensive side of the ball. That was actually football. And I felt like, you and I talked through the offseason too. It's I thought that this year with the Bills having 6 picks, I really thought in the top 3 rounds, I really thought with Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl that the quarterback position was not forever changed, but almost more eye-opening. Hey guys, the quarterback position is super important, but it's still about playing as a team. It's still about having him do what's asked of him, and he shouldn't ever have to be a hero to win you games. He shouldn't have to be that way. You have 10 other guys out there with him. You have 11 other guys in the defense, and you have a core of special teamers too that only play special teams that are very important, and it's on coaching. And I think a lot of times that the quarterback gets way too much brunt of the blame. At the same time, they technically are in control. And, we were talking about coaching and stuff earlier. I was mentioning David Culley. He did play quarterback in college, and the quarterback's coach for the Bills, and it's but he's the tight ends coach under Andy Reid. Never coached quarterbacks before, and he comes here and finally gets to coach quarterbacks, so I'm busy bashing him, but he did play. At the same time, it's does it mean you're good or not? If you've done it before, who knows? It all depends. You and I might be able to coach somebody in a sport and never fucking play it. We can just see what's wrong with what they're doing. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You got to have experience. So I'm kind of hit or miss with that. I haven't really beaten the drum that I need a fall guy for why multiple quarterbacks come out of Buffalo in the last 2 years and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then it takes Matt Barkley to come in out of nowhere and actually put something together. Derek Anderson has some good numbers for the interceptions happened, but again, I can't crush him too well. He's trying more than we've had. It's just Peterman should have never even saw the light of day.
No, I mean, there's a lot of Bills fans that are happy to dance on his grave here, but I hate to see a draft pick not pan out personally. It sucks, but I mean, he just didn't have it, man. And a lot of people wanted to maybe try to justify some of his inefficiencies and all the interceptions weren't his fault. They were bobbled balls and this and that. But I mean, if he was throwing a more decisive, more definitive ball right in the right spot every time, these guys would be making more definitive, decisive, better catches. So it works both ways. That's the thing with football. There's so much like bigger dichotomy to every situation that like we all have our hot takes, but like really there's so many other variables in every single situation, every single snap of that football. There's so many variables, and you know what I mean? Like, and the whole trick here is just finding that sweet spot. And there's teams right now that are riding that sweet spot. The Rams, the Chiefs, the Saints. They're all like in that rhythm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Matt Barkley kind of gave me some hope because it's like, it's just one game. It's a bad team that looks like they didn't try to some people, the Jets, but at the same time, it's just nice I have to take the softball victory, which is like I saw my team wearing the colors and jerseys I like perform really good. And I'm so happy for Zay Jones. I'm so happy for LaShawn McCoy getting a couple touchdowns. I mean, his first rushing touchdown in 10 games all season. It's just like, I was going to have more of another game review later on. I just want to touch on Peterman. But, we're both on the same page here. We're buddies. We kind of share similar ideals. We talked on a Monday drive, too. And it's like, just I'm not going to shit on Peterman. It's just he's just not qualified for the job in Buffalo. And that was my point is like you and I have always been more of like analytical roster builders. You're obsessed with Madden Ultimate Team. I was, and I hold myself back because I dropped a couple $100 in a month on it. Like a couple years back, remember? I was like Madden 16, I think. You and I got fucking hooked. And I'm just like, dude, I can't do this shit. And it's like, I had to stop, man. But it's like, I love seeing how a franchise is built and all that. And it's like, when I see a guy, Nathan Peterman, who needs time to develop, and he doesn't get it, I can't deal with it, And it's like, you have a roster where you're starving for quarterback play, and you talk about how it's the most important position on the field, and then you don't even treat it like that. You just end up taking it and not surrounding it with the best pieces. I've gone over the draft picks all offseason, and it's just like, I want the best quarterbacks coach money can buy. There's no cap on quarterback coaches. I don't care if you have a coach for every finger of Josh Allen. I want this dude, okay? What would Putin do? He'd have like all the best like shit. I'm thinking like Rocky IV, Deacon. Are you with me on that? Like what would like Rocky IV do? They wouldn't be eating no chick fucking fillet. I'll tell you that. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Give me that fucking Wolverine blood, motherfucker. Let's go, Josh. Josh, come over. We'll rip some bongs in the off season or now, and we'll fucking chill, dude. I'll show you how to eat. Go keto, cut the sugars out, and then just crash on gummy bears like I just did. So, but I don't know what the hell I'm even talking about, Deacon. It was great catching up with you, and I'll see you in like a half hour. I'll probably just bring my laptop, upload it later on with you. So, all right, dog. I'll see you in a minute. You have any other thoughts, dude? Don't crush Peterman. Don't fucking shoot him hate mail. I really wish Peterman the best. And if he went to the practice squad to the Bills, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But if you want to get technical, you could still do better. There's that. So, okay.
Yep, it is what it is, man.
All right, dude. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
Thanks, man. All right, so that's Adam Deacon, and I am really, really, really excited to see him in a minute. Crazy breaking news with this Peterman debacle, and hopefully you enjoyed us talking about it. Breaking news with Nick Pop and Adam Deacon. So I wonder if I should make one more call here. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm over it. So, as always, follow along Numb Bills Fan Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Instagram, check it regularly, please. Check the story. I'll always have some thoughts. Because honestly, you know what I do during the day? I listen to some Bills talk, and then I read some stuff. And I always end up texting with somebody about the Bills or talking about it in my head, thinking, stupid shit. And I don't really want to put like an ass-looking video out on Instagram Live. You know what I mean? I think it looks fucking dumb. Because if you look at the Numb Bills fan Facebook stuff, I try to have that clean. Adam Deacon does a wonderful job at making graphics and stuff over the years for the podcast and producing all that shit. So it's like, I like to give it some justice. Deacon put a lot of time into it. So it's like for Instagram Live, I've just avoided it. Because I'm like, driving around my car at work, it's all dirty and stuff. I don't want to deal with it. So check it. Apparently not caring anymore. It's about talking. It's about thoughts. It's about sharing ideas. So if you want to share some ideas, come share them with me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Instagram is the easiest. It's the fastest. It's the most instant for me. A picture speaks 1,000 words. Yada, yada, yada. I will reply to you in the DMs really, really, really fast on Instagram too. But if you are on Facebook, just give me a minute. But don't. I want to interact. Reddit crowd, you guys are the most brutally honest and kind of highbrow with your nose up in the air on me a little bit. But that's cool. But I love you. And have a special guest coming up. I believe that I can't preview him. So I don't know if I'll do it. But he says he is. But he's from that area of Reddit. And I'm really looking forward to it because I want to get the breakdown. Because I feel like it's just like a different kind of fan base, which is a little bit more logical. And I like it. So as always, this has been the Deep Thinkers Get Down to Business, your AKA your Buffalo Bills bullshit filter, Numb Bills Fan Podcast. I'm your host, David Palermo, and thank you. Follow along, numbbillsfan.com. If you ever get lost, there's always numbbillsfan.com for the latest. If you don't always subscribe to the podcast, please do. Leave the podcast a 5-star review. If I see some 5-star reviews get DM'd to me, I will guarantee you mail you a piece of merch. Okay? Get me followers on the Instagrams too. Encourage some friends. Send me some screenshots. I will gladly do a little giveaway of a knick-knack of something Bills. Just make the damn case and send me your damn address. Okay? And I'm going to give away 3 things. So stay on the lookout. 3-thing giveaways. Get into DMs. Show me how to promote the podcast and that you love it. You want to get on the podcast feed on Instagram? Send me something funny. Well, call it out. I don't care what you do. Just don't hurt anybody. And if you do, I'm not responsible. And as always, brought to you by Punch Drunk Sports Podcast Network. Coming soon. So follow along with them at Punch Drunk Sports. Follow Deacon, Adam the Bills Fan, Apollo Nick Pop 12, and Red Pinto Tailgate. Thank you. Subscribe. Do your thing. Go Bills. Let's enjoy the bye week. We got some stuff coming, some good interviews. Can't wait to get down to it. Stay tuned.